Like artistic collaboration. On your last album appear Stefan Schneider from Turcocorot and Sean O'Hagan from Ailamaz. The two musicians perfectly resumed the whole atmosphere of the album. Electronic for Turcocorot, magnificent pop for the Ailamaz. Could you tell us about the encounter and the collaboration with them?
We'd worked with Sean before on Places to Visit, a track called 52 Pilot, which almost like a bit of a, just to see if it worked out, you know, that we could work together, and that went very well. And he's very musical, Sean. He's very he's just great at sort of scoring strings and things like that, you know.
Yeah, with Turcocorot, we'd seen them play a gig in London, and we'd heard of a band called Kreidler, who Stefan Schneider used to be in, and that's how we went to see them and meet up afterwards and say hello. And we loved the gig so much, we thought, oh, this would be the songs we were writing. We thought it'd be great to have a bit of, you know, element of what they're doing involved. And so we were just chatting really, and they were maybe going to work on one song or a remix, but it turned into, oh, let's do lots together and see what happens. It worked in an odd way, in a sense, in that we gave them our demos and they played on top of those, and then we took them back and we added lots more stuff. So it was odd. It was good because it took a lot of our songs in slightly different directions, or added more, you know, more space. We learned lots from them, and so it changed the way we were writing as well.
So it's a big influence on the album, on the songs.
Yeah, definitely. And it sort of worked both ways, but because we were aiming to write songs in a certain fashion, but yeah, working with them was a big influence, and just was sort of more interesting, I think, as well. Doing things like that, it means you're never going to get bored because you don't really know what's going to happen next, and it's quite exciting.
About Sean, I'm a bit sad because he isn't recognized as he deserves to be as musician with the Ailamaz and as producer with all the group he signed. I'm thinking of Stereolab, for example. He was the producer of the last album. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't think it's sad for them, because I think it's brilliant, you know, and that last album, Snowbug, was really excellent. I love that. I really think they're great, and yeah, it's true, it gets overlooked all the time in the English press. We played with them in Spain at a festival where they're quite popular over there, but even so, it's kind of I think he's quite mystified as well, so I know no one, you know, that interested.
You recorded a few years ago with Etienne. We are in Britain. You made also a cover of one of his songs. Could you tell us about the artistic relationship with Etienne? I think there is some friendship.
Yeah, I haven't seen him for a while.
I have. I spent a bit of time in Paris with him a little while ago, and I emailed him a couple of days ago to tell him we were playing this and that maybe he should come, but I think he's away in Ibiza. He's always going to Ibiza. But yeah, we met him in doing that gig in Paris at L'Arapaho, didn't we?
Yeah, about, what was that, about 5, 6 years? Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. We'd heard of him, but didn't know any of his music.
I think Bob did a bit.
Yeah, well, we had a friend involved when we were young. A friend of a friend who was from Fougères, quite near here, I think. Fougères? Yeah.
Yes.
She was from there, and we used to see her every summer. She always used to talk about Etienne Daho, but we never heard any of the music. And so we knew his name straight away, and he came over to see us and said, I'm Etienne Daho. So it made us laugh at first, because we knew how famous he was and stuff. And yeah, it was great. I mean, we just got on really well, and he's always trying to do different things, and he likes to collaborate with other people as well. So it's kind of, it sort of started us off with working with other people because it went so well, and he was really keen on our ideas, and we liked his ideas. So yeah, he's good. He spent
a lot of time in London then, didn't he? Yeah.
Have you ever listened to his last album, Corps et Armes?
I haven't heard
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, no, I've got it. I think it's really good. I knew it was going to be a hit, you know what I mean? It's the single, when I heard the single as well, the first single, I thought.
Became a hit.
Was that your one? Was that the one?
No, that's previous.
On your album, there are some notes on the sleeve of the album, and I quote many references. The guy Simon. Yes, wrote that notes. Quote Mouse on Mars, Pierre-Henry, Burt Bacharach, Steve Reich, also Raymond Zarek, and the Ingmar Bergman movies. Do you assume all that references?
It's quite nice when someone...
Yes,
especially when you remember writing it, you're like... oh. It makes it sound more grand and impressive than some things are. No, I mean, I like the way he writes, and it's great to find out that people think, you know, it conjures up all these various... they're quite sort of good references, so I was happy.
I hear some references, Steve Reich or Mouse on Mars, on the album, for example.
Not deliberately.
No. Okay.
No, it's all there. I suppose it's just... yeah, no deliberate ones. I suppose there's a bit of Burt Bacharach. That's probably more discernible.
Yes. My last question. We are at the end of the century, at the end of the millennium. It seems that all the influences are now possible. Those influences are coming together. Steve Reich, Burt Bacharach, Mouse on Mars, the pop of the 60s. The musicians have grown up with a rich musical background, and I think they are now more open-minded. Is that the reason that make the period musically very rich? Or what do you think about that?
I think so. I mean, I think yeah, everyone knows much more than they used to, especially through all different forms of media. You know, TV, internet, everything. And it makes things interesting. It also can make people a bit lazy. They're sticking to certain, not being as adventurous as they are, as they could be. I mean, but yeah, so I think it's great. You know, that you like Bob's really into sort of 60s French pop, and when he started getting into it, no one knew any of the groups or anything he was talking about, and now everyone knows. You know, everyone, you mention France Gold or something, and everyone goes, oh yeah. And it's quite good that lots of people know lots of stuff, and it does mean that there's a real broad spread of music, vast, and those people know lots of stuff about it. Too much. We're getting left behind, I think.
No, we're always too ahead, you see. One step ahead, and people can't fathom it out, you know. They don't understand it until it's been and gone. Future music.
I think, yeah, new music always comes from mixing different elements. It's a bit like food or something, you know. An element of this and of that. There might be two known things, but when you put them together, it can create something totally new.
Don't you think that the period is rich musically? I
Again,
listened to the last Jimmy Tenor. I was very surprised. Something fantastic.
I think in Britain it's a little bit quiet at the moment, personally. I mean, there's a lot of good pop around, you know, but as far as anything new and very groundbreaking, you know, something that you haven't heard before, they're really, well, I don't think there's anything, is there, at the moment, so I'm waiting. I have confidence. I will wait as long as it takes.
What are your projects? An album?
Yeah, we've already started writing some things, just sketching things out. But we really want to move quite fast on this album. We'll probably still work with other people. We want to do quite a lot ourselves, and then maybe go and mix somewhere else. But I'm sort of setting up a studio at home, so I want to do quite a lot there. And we really want to get it out next year, so rather than 2-year gap, go back to the old days. Keep knocking things out, and maybe do some more film work. We've got a couple of meetings next week with people that are making films, and so that's quite exciting to do some of that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.